Yeah, in terms of sparring, we got some great guys coming in. Some really experienced southpaws that are smaller. I think Montana Love is coming in. Shakur Stevenson wants to come in. Jermaine Ortiz. We're gonna hit up Erickson, Lubin, some of these guys. So we're just gonna bring in a plethora of fighters that are fast, quick, shifty southpaws.
With Canelo Alvarez, Shakur Stevenson has no relationship with Jake Paul. None. We heard, oh, Boots is a sparring partner. How much you got paid for that? So now, isn't that also applicable to Shakur Stevenson? Is he not also a sellout?
It's like it's honest, but again, I want to see them fight. I want to see some aggression. Tank would have that if it was anyone he actually felt was worth it. I just don't know if he thinks Jake's worth it. And again, I get that feeling that he just is there.
Jake Paul is stepping up his preparation for the Gervonta Davis fight by bringing in Shakur Stevenson to spar with him. According to Paul, Stevenson personally reached out and offered to be part of the training camp, a move that shows how serious he is about getting ready. Paul also revealed that his team has assembled a group of talented southpaws, most of them smaller but highly skilled fighters who can give him the exact type of sparring he needs. What surprised many fans was Stevenson's involvement, since he and Paul hadn't worked together before. Still, Paul is confident that training with Stevenson and the rest of his team will sharpen his skills and give him the best chance to face Tank Davis.
Yeah, in terms of sparring, we got some great guys coming in. Some really experienced southpaws that are smaller. I think Montana Love is coming in. Shakur Stevenson wants to come in. Jermaine Ortiz. We're gonna hit up Erickson, Lubin, some of these guys. So we're just gonna bring in a plethora of fighters that are fast, quick, shifty south.
Some boxing analysts are questioning the sudden partnership between Jake Paul and Shakur Stevenson, calling it strange and even suspicious. They point out that Stevenson's decision to join Paul's training camp feels more like a business deal, similar to when Gervonta Boots Ennis helped Canelo Alvarez prepare for his fight with Terence Crawford. The difference, however, is that Boots had a personal connection to Canelo through their families, so his involvement made sense. In Stevenson's case, there's no shared history or previous relationship with Paul, which has led many to believe that money might be the main reason behind this move. This has sparked debate in the boxing world about whether Stevenson's choice is driven more by financial motivation than the sport itself, as it's unusual to see two fighters with no past connection suddenly working together.
Shakur Stevenson reached out to Jake Paul in support of him preparing for Gervonta Davis. Help me understand, what is the difference between Boots Ennis reaching out to Canelo Alvarez in support of his preparation for Terence Crawford versus Shakur Stevenson reaching out to Jake Paul in preparation for his fight with Gervonta Davis? Tell me, what is the difference? I'll tell you what the difference is. The Ennis family actually had a relationship with Canelo Alvarez. Shakur Stevenson has no relationship with Jake Paul. None. We heard, oh, Boots is a sparring partner. How much you got paid for that? So now, isn't that also applicable to Shakur Stevenson? Is he not also a sellout? I don't want to hear anything about this fight. It's against a YouTube, it doesn't matter. No, Shakur Stevenson is an elite level fighter that is going to be a sparring partner to a YouTuber, and he reached out to him directly to make it happen?
Shakur Stevenson has spoken out to explain his view on the upcoming Jake Paul vs Gervonta Davis fight. He said that if he were in Davis's position, he'd look at the situation in two ways. From a business perspective, taking the fight makes sense. It offers big money and huge publicity. But as a fighter, Stevenson admitted he personally wouldn't accept a matchup like that. His comments highlight the difference between treating boxing as a business and treating it as a competitive sport. While some critics question his decision to spar with Paul, Stevenson openly admits that financial opportunities often play a big role in such choices. He also pointed out how modern boxing increasingly mixes sporting credibility with entertainment, blurring the line between the two.
So can you blame a man for taking that opportunity? Because this is prize fighting, right? It's about making money and securing your family. Can you fault him for that?
It's two sides of that. Like,
okay.
It just depends. Like, as a fighter, just because I had a draw with somebody, for me, I may run it back. But in a business aspect, if you run it back and you lose to Lamont, and then the Jake Paul fight is presented, you may not make as much money, or the fight may not be as lucrative as it was before you lost. So as a business, I understand. I ain't gonna hate on the decision, but as a man
Your
and
pride
as
will get in the way.
a fighter with my integrity,
Yeah, but isn't there a price for everything, Shakur? Like, even if you had a draw with somebody and you were offered 10 times more than you ever, I don't know what the number is, but it's a lot more than he's ever made.
At the official press conference, things got heated between Jake Paul and Gervonta "Tank" Davis when a face-off quickly turned physical. The two exchanged shoves, which immediately lit up social media and drew reactions from fans and the press, but according to many boxing analysts, the scuffle was likely more about promotion than genuine hostility. In today's fight game, these staged confrontations are often used to create viral moments and boost pay-per-view sales. The brief clash also helped shape the fight story. Can the bigger, stronger Paul use his size to dominate, or will the smaller but more skilled Davis prove that speed and technique win out? This kind of drama builds excitement and ensures that even casual fans will want to watch when the two finally meet in the ring.
Southpaw orthodox matchup, left hand down the pipe. You can even see here, I'm not even trying to do the whole body language breakdown, but you can even see Tank could get under that left hand because he's 5-0. He could roll under that left hand, and here comes the brick hand over the top. If he lands something like that in 10 ounces, I'm going to tell you this. Jake's 200 and something pounds. That's still going to hurt at the very least, and who knows what, because Tank's got ridiculous power. So Jake, a little sloppy on the push there. He got pushed. He wanted to get it back. There's something to be taken away from that, but lines up perfectly for a counter left hand. And you even see his promoter here is kind of grabbing his left hand because Tank wanted to let it fly. And Jake backed up a little bit. He said, oh, and Tank comes with that. Tank, man. Tank said, where I'm from, the bullies get bullied. All right, dude, there you go. Listen, takeaways from this thing, I don't know. Tank seemed to have a little bit more energy today. He seemed to be more lively. Him going back and forth with the media, with Jay Leon, with Jake, with Aiden Ross. There seemed to be a bit more energy today. That's all I really asked for. So in terms of, selling us on something, sure. Better job today from both guys. Jake, seemed a bit more locked in here with Tank as well. They had a little bit more fun. Tank going after Nikisa was pretty funny. But listen, this doesn't change anything in my mind. The 10-ounce gloves doesn't really change anything to me. I mean, again, I think that's a bad idea for Tank, more so because even if Jake doesn't land clean, those are 10-ounce gloves, still going to hurt. Tank is still punching in gloves that are 2 ounces heavier than he normally uses, so I don't know how that's a win for him. The $2 million bet almost certainly won't happen, which I didn't think would in the first place, but Tank pretty much confirmed it. And we're all left with the same kind of idea that we thought about this to begin with. This is an entertainment exhibition that we know is going to draw a ton of eyeballs. I'm going to watch, and there's going to be great high-level competition boxing on the underneath card. And even in the main event, if something is to happen, if someone is to get knocked out, it will go mega viral, and both these guys are going to make a shit ton